Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another Minnesota Twins game review. As you can see, they lost. Pretty bad, actually. This was a bad game. The Twins were probably the better team in this game, but it really never looked like that. We're going to talk about a few different reasons why the Twins either should have won this game or the reasons why they lost. They're pretty much the same exact thing, actually. But it really wasn't a great game. The Twins are not a great team. I've probably said that before. They're in first place. They're 19-15, but this is not a playoff winning team. This is not a good team. Their pitching has way over exceeded expectations. And we're going to talk about Sonny Gray today. That's good. The team pitching, fine, great. That's keeping them in games. But everything else, atrocious. It's pretty bad. This is not a good team. Anyway, I was in Chicago today, so I didn't get to see all of this game. I basically got to start watching it at the 7th inning. This game went by so fast, too. But I started watching in the 7th inning when Correa hit his home run, and then they gave it right back and ended up losing the game. And the reason I was in Chicago today is this, actually. I got this bobblehead, so really, really cool. There was a giveaway. Fergie Jenkins, Hall of Famer. Canada's first Hall of Famer, actually, was with the Cubs in the 60s and 70s, I believe. That is actually a statue outside of Wrigley Field, too. They're doing a whole bobblehead series of the statues. As you can tell, I have a ton of bobbleheads. I collect those. So it was really cool to get out and see the Cubs today. First time at Wrigley Field this year. I worked with the Marlins in 2021. That's who they were playing today. So really, really fun to get out and do that. And honestly, better than the Twins game. I'll almost literally do anything else. I've said this so many times too this year. Twins are not enjoyable. They're not an enjoyable team to watch. But anyway, this was a pretty good game. And let's just jump into it. Why I think they should have won, or where they went wrong. Let's start with where they went wrong. Sonny Gray pitched fine, okay? And I think a lot of people are going to look at this line score from Sonny Gray and look at how this affected the game and say, well, that's Sonny Gray's fault. It's not. 5 innings, 3 runs. Yes, it's not a quality start. He probably could have done just a touch better, but 5 innings, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, and 6 strikeouts. That's a good day, guys. That is a good day. That is a pretty average pitching line, I would say. Again, maybe 3 runs, a little bit too much. Probably want to keep that under 2. But regardless, this could be one of his worst starts this year. It probably won't be, but I would probably put this start in the bottom 7, right? You get 30 to 33 starts a year. You're going to have 5 that are just dominant, and maybe that's all he's done this year is put it in that category, just dominant pitching. Nobody can touch him. You're going to have a bunch of starts in the middle, and then you're going to have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starts where you just can't get through the first, second, third innings, right? Today, Sonny Gray getting through 5 innings, giving up 3 runs, is probably in that middle closer to his worst outing of the year, and likely from what we've seen so far from Sonny Gray, his worst outing that we might see this year, right? So that is it's not a good line. It's a fine line. 6 strikeouts, great. 3 errors, or 3 earned runs, sorry. It's fine. The Twins cannot go scoreless for the first 5 innings every single game and expect to win and come back, right? That is not on Sonny Gray. He did only throw 55 strikes out of 90 pitches. That's the problem. He walked 3 guys too. That's where it becomes, like I said, probably part of the worser pitching outings that we'll see this year from him. But he gave the team a chance, only gave up 3 runs, and it was only in 1 inning. That's not bad. You understand? That's not bad. And he didn't allow an extra base hit. That is not bad. Gave up a couple of singles. You sometimes just got to tip your cap, right? That's not bad, right? A walk, yeah. It sucks, but it's not bad. It just could have been a little bit better, right? The real problem becomes when Alcala goes out there and throws 2 innings. I didn't even know Alcala was back up. Did he get called up today? Like I said, I was in Chicago, so I didn't see anything if he got called back up today. Why is he going 2 innings? This is what the Twins have done all year, is gone 1 inning per pitcher. And I've criticized that, actually. I've said that they should go multiple innings, especially guys, I don't want to say Lopez or Duran probably. I may have said that in another video earlier this year. But when you got a guy who goes out and shoves, then you probably should put him out there for another inning. But it also depends on pitch count. I completely don't know how many pitches Alcala threw in the first inning that he went out there. So maybe this is totally wrong because, like I said, I picked it up in the 7th inning. So I could totally be wrong, and maybe he did get, should have gone back out there. But then he gives up a hanging pitch to Kwan. He tattooed that ball. That thing was crushed. You could hear it off the bat. That thing was gone. And he gave up a home run. Like, the Twins have never done that before by putting a guy out there for multiple innings. And that is what's gotten them into trouble in other times where, in Boston, they lost that game in extras for Verdugo's walk-off. That game, they put out 6 or 7 different relievers, and they just didn't have the resources to do it. Like, Moran had to go out there. That's the guy who pitched in the last inning today. Had to go out there, gave up a walk-off. Like, why are we putting guys out there for multiple innings if that's not what you've been doing all year? Why are we just changing it all of a sudden, right? So that's a problem for me. He didn't do bad. 2 innings, 3 strikeouts, did give up the home run. Like, it's not really Alcala's fault. I think it's more mismanaging him by putting him out there for more innings. Like, he did fine. Like, I'm not dogging on Alcala at all. But, he did hang a slider and the guy crushed it. Like, maybe he wouldn't have done that if he was only out there for 1 inning and, you could have handed it over to Moran and then you could have gotten, Rodriguez, who got called up 2 days ago. I don't know if you want him in that high leverage situation, but he hasn't pitched yet. He was called up 2 days ago. Why are we wasting a spot instead of, or like whatever. I don't think Jax pitched yesterday. Why didn't we see him in a close game? Like we do all the time before, and he should be on rest. Like, why are these are the questions that I have as a Twins fan. Like, it doesn't make sense. And then Moran threw 1 inning, got 2 strikeouts. He did well. So the last thing I want to mention on the pitching thing that I didn't mention was Sonny Gray. He almost threw an immaculate inning. That was really cool. My dad said he got screwed of a strike, so I didn't get to see it. Let me know if you thought that should have been a strike. It was a curveball at the top of the zone. That's all he told me. But let me know what you guys think of that. But really, fine pitching, just questions that I have that I'm not going to get answers for it, but maybe you guys can help me understand why we're making different decisions than we should be or have been all year, right? Anyway, let's talk about hitting, because hitting was pretty good today, except for when it mattered, right? Like, this is the problem that the Twins have had all year. They don't get good hits when it matters, right? Kepler hit a 2-run home run. Great. Good job for him. He didn't tie the game at that point. Got the Twins within 1 because the Guardians scored all 3 runs off of Sonny Gray in the 4th inning. Kepler hit a 2-run home run in the 6th. He is dominant in Cleveland. Really good for him. Like I said that yesterday. And then Correa hit a home run in the 7th. I was ecstatic about that because he actually did something. And I was hoping to come onto this video and say, yes, he's doing so good. And then I realized he went 1 for 4 again. Like I literally said this 3 days ago. He has been hot with home runs. I think he's 3 in the last 5 or 6 games or something like that. Maybe I'm totally wrong on that, but he's got a few in the last game. He was 6 for 39. Literally almost a few, half of those hits were home runs, but still only batting 200. Dude, get it together. You're batting in the 3 spot. You need to be better than 200, okay? Polanco had a hit. Buxton, we need to talk about Buxton really quick. This video might go a little bit long. Buxton 0 for 4 today. What was that at-bat in the 7th inning, okay? He worked a good at-bat. Probably should have got rung up on a strike, I think it was 1 and 2 or something like that. Got a ball, then had another ball, then fouled off a pitch or 2. Then it was a slider. It was over the heart of the plate. It really was, and I was dramaticating. That's not a word. I was exaggerating that a little bit, but the dude just walked out of the box like it was a strike or like it was a ball. It was a clear strike. And maybe it was just the way the camera looks in Cleveland. The thing, didn't really move. It was just a slider that didn't really slide. It just went to the back corner of the strike zone. It was a strike the whole way, and he just watched it, thought it was a ball, walked away, and then he got rung up. Dude, what are you doing? Swing the bat. You're down by 1. Anyway, Buxton made me upset today. 0 for 4 day in the leadoff spot. Like I said, Polanco and Correa did get a hit. Correa had the home run. Cool, and I was going to praise him. But continues to just go 1 for 4. I can't. Solano 0 for 3. Kirilloff made is that his season debut today? I believe it is, right? Yeah, season debut. Ground ball up the middle. Looks like he could run okay. Not that was the problem, but swung the bat okay. He looks ready to go. I'm glad. It's about time. And I hope he's all healthy and everything. So hopefully we get to see him, get right back into the swing of things. But season debut for Kirilloff, he goes 0 for 1. It is what it is. He pinch hit. So I'm excited to see how he does in the coming days. Also, Farmer might come back. If that's true? I think I heard tonight. Next week or something like that. Got hit in the face. Was that against the Yankees, I think? A couple of weeks ago. Might have been the Astros. There's a video on my channel about it. But yeah, he might come back soon. That's awesome. I hope he does. And I'm glad that it really hasn't been that long. So really cool. Miranda 2 for 4 tonight. Also had a throwing error. So that didn't help. Then Kepler, his home run. Great job. I could talk about Kepler hitting home runs in Cleveland all day, but I did a lot last night, so really good for him. Then you have Willie Castro, 1 for 4, Jeffers, 1 for 3, Taylor, 1 for 1, and Gordon, 0 for 2. Gallo also 0 for 1. Those guys pinch hit. This Twins team is so bad offensively. They went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They left 7 guys on base. They have only gone to the home run ball. They have completely abandoned the functionality, or the basis of this team was to hit for power, but it wasn't to hit home runs. And you saw that in the first 2 series against Kansas City and against, I don't know who else they played. Was it the Marlins right afterwards? I don't think so, but maybe it was. They didn't hit a home run until I think game 4. I think. Maybe I could, no, it was game 2. Because Gallo hit a home run. Regardless of what I said, they were scoring a lot of runs in those first couple of games without hitting home runs. It wasn't the home run ball that actually won them the game. I think Gallo hit a 3-run home run. There might have been another home run in there too, whatever. The point being, they were a gap-to-gap, power-hitting team. Doubles down the line. Solid singles, squaring up balls. They only square up balls now, and it's once or twice a game to hit a home run. They out-hit Cleveland tonight. And they lost. That is a bad performance. And the pitching, like I said, you can't really blame pitching. I'm going to, because they're doing it differently. Why did Alcala go out there for 2 innings? But, when the Twins don't score in the first 5 innings, and then they only score on home runs, that's a problem, okay? That's a problem. That's not how you build a baseball team. There's too much talent on this team. Buxton, Polanco, Correa, I would argue, is not a power hitter. All 3 of those guys can hit for power, but they're not power hitters. Solano, definitely not a power hitter. Miranda, Gallo, probably. Kirilloff, maybe are more power hitters. Kepler's definitely not, but is in Cleveland. They're all good hitters. They're not only home run hitters. They're good hitters. And they just aren't good either all at the same time. They've gone on super cold streaks, or they just cannot get it together when it matters. And they just hit their home runs. They're not quotation marks. They just hit when they want to, right? It's a frustrating time to be a Twins fan, but they're still in first place. You can't be too mad about that. I'm just upset a little bit. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this game. I just hope they get the series win tomorrow. That's all. Anyways, thanks for watching this guy. This has gone on too long. Hope you guys come back tomorrow. We'll see you then.